Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to RimWorld, the Hungover series with Nick at Night. For those of you just tuning back in, I wanted to let you guys know Irving, has had his name changed to Mike to fit a character or someone here in the chat, and Giggles is now Carla. With that, we will continue our game. We last left off with a major cold snap outside just as fall has begun, and it is killing the vast majority of our food, which was replanted and growing, and we are very excited about potentially having a little bit more food before winter set in, and it's vanishing in front of our very eyes. But we have found a very nice source of plasteel over here, or compact steel, and we are going to create another greenhouse indoors to create more food and more herbal medicine. So with that, we're going to start the game and get going. Also, we've had an issue with tattered clothing, especially associated to armor vests. For some reason, every time I tell them to disallow using it, because they take a -9 or 7 debuff for wearing something worn out, and then I allow them to put it into the stockpile. For some reason, they don't, and they pick it up and wear it again. Not quite sure why. Also, we had just finished hospital beds, so we are at the point where we need to decide. We are looking at potentially electric smelting, smithing, incendiary IEDs. These are associated with artillery shells. Currently, I don't think we have the ability to build an artillery shell launcher. We have not gotten attacked by anybody with one yet. Does not mean that that won't happen. There's a multi-analyzer. It helps speed up our research, which could be quite easy, and it could be completed quite quickly considering we're moving into winter. More people are going to stay inside. Let's do electric smelting. It could give people something more to do while they're inside. They'll be able to smelt down these robots and turn them back into metal and such. Nate and Dave, what's your guys' deal? Ugly environment and a little bit of pain. Lacks a bionic. Yeah, Dave, you really like that bionic body part, don't you? Okay, so the bedrooms are... they're okay. They say they're rather nice. They're about 2 neutral. Alright, we're going to allow them to cut out these walls here. And we'll put in some new walls to make them feel just a little bit better. We put in a wood research bench last time to give people something to do while they're inside stuck, at least. They could potentially do that. So this room is considered very ugly, and I'm thinking it has to do with all this going on down here. Now that's not to say that we couldn't just put a wall in there and block it off. I think I'll probably end up doing that because this potentially might end up as a secondary entrance. Right now we have granite walls blocking the entrance because it's not that thick. And I was worried potentially about... wow, all of our food died. Everything in this cold snap. Alright. I was worried about someone, sapper, coming through and burrowing in over here and potentially fighting. So I actually made it a decent sized room so I could set up some turrets up here at the top and fight them off potentially if we had to. But we have a good bit of defenses here. They're going to take some damage trying to get into this place, especially if they come through the top. Down at the bottom we have a lot more turrets. A few less traps. At the top we have a few more traps and a few less turrets, but it all kind of averages out. It's not a problem. We also have slate auto doors, so we can, this is the pathway that they're going to take if they want to get outside and go do something else. I'm contemplating about sealing in this area right here and connecting up an electric line to this, so we have essentially 3 geothermals online and active, something that we can actually use for getting more and more and more power. Right now we're about 3,000 over, but that is with 2 wind turbines active. So I'm wondering how much we actually are over if it was just our geothermals. Our geothermals are each 3,600. And these are fluctuating. So these actually can produce a sizable amount at half speed, essentially, or just under half. It's like 1,400 watts. It's quite good. I'm going to add another battery in here, just so that we have it all hooked up. It's very central. It's all surrounded by stone. Probably going to take out the wood door and put a stone one just in case stuff explodes, and it's known to happen. Do we have electric in this wall? Yeah, and it's all wood. Probably not the best thing. Can mess with that in a little bit. We are going to finish this room. We're going to allow a couple more art projects. Yeah, 3 is fine. Yeah, we're not allowing steel to be used at all, or plasteel, which is fine. They should have at least 7 artistic skill in order to even attempt that, and a large sculpture even more, maybe 10. Alright. Just bringing more and more stuff in. They're moving all our excess rubble over here out because we have been using it so effectively over here by turning it into blocks or making sculptures from it. So I raised the priority over here, and now they're just concentrating on moving everything over. Not that that's like a super good thing or necessary, I guess, but man, it's fine. It's fine. How much steel do we have now? I know I've been telling them to constantly keep mining steel out. Alright, so we have a good chunk of steel. They could potentially try to come in this way. And I am very conscious of that. I'm contemplating about... Oh, it looks like there's actually a cavity right there. Like a hole inside here. I'm gonna if they got time, have them, you know... Area revealed. Oh my gosh, it's one little tile. I thought it was going to be much bigger than that. It's fine. Alright. So, at this point, we are looking at needing areas to bury the dead who have come through this wonderful little new area that we have compiled to be an absolute death machine. Because their bodies are sitting out, and every time somebody sees their body... Well, maybe not. Maybe now that the bodies are decomposed, it's not that big of a deal, but still like to put the bodies in the ground, not have to worry about it. Make some graves for them, stick them in the ground, no big deal. DC, what you doing? Just hanging out outside, just chilling. All right, very good. As long as you're having a good one. A lot of the trees died from the toxic fallout. Not many of the trees actually physically survived. There's a lot more in the south, especially in the areas where the fertile land is. They're more apt to grow there. It's interesting. Almost everything around us died. Interesting, interesting. I'm going to clean this structure up here, and then I'm going to have them deconstruct it, because I would like to have the granite. Same goes for over here, the sandstone. Just like I've done over here, I've taken all those structures, taken them down. Ooh. Interesting, that is a huge chunk of space in there. Makes you wonder what is hiding in there. Alright, that will stop them probably from consistently hauling all of them back inside. Until at least I tell them to haul it. So, not a problem. Tattered apparel. What are you wearing that's so worn out? Armored vest. Why don't we just tons and tons of these armored vests? Someone needs to throw those so that we can away so that we can actually use them in something, or at least I mean sell them. So I think I'm gonna go with what I talked about earlier by creating another geothermal out here, running the electric line over and up and straight to it. There's an eclipse. Alright, that's fine, that's not gonna really affect us. We're creating... Oh, no! Wow, an electric line exploded in the center of our base. We caught that on tape. That's really something. That's really, really, really bad. Though it actually didn't cut off a whole bunch of stuff. But we blew up a door. Our people don't like seeing the conduits, so a lot of the times it's much better of an idea to actually run the wires through a wall and door combo. It's increasing pretty quick though, because these are at full strength, 3,000 a piece. Yeah, wow. Gonna pick up all the metal slag. We're gonna hopefully get this research here quite quickly. Electric smelting, if someone actually does any research, that is. So Nate, DC, Carla, Mike, anybody, if anybody actually does it, we could finish that up quite quickly. So it looks like our low quality or simple research table exploded, which is crazy because it doesn't require electricity, or it was at least destroyed from the burst of electricity that came out from it. There's a bear just hanging out there. Oh, right. That's right. We need to get more meat, don't we? Nate here. Let's have you keep hauling as much meat and killing as much animals as we can get, because winter is coming and we need as much meat as humanly possible to feed everybody, of course. We have a bunch of boars. No, they're going away. Oh, let's get the big guys. Looks like some of the bigger animals, the bears and what, are attacking some of the smaller guys. Because they're hungry. Yeah, we're all... Looks like we're on a muffalo. So many corpses everywhere from that toxic fallout. It is just incredible. It's unimaginable. Swells in 2 days. Okay. So it looks like everybody spent the time to redo the crops. It's pretty cold outside. I have a feeling it's probably not going to grow. They're trying. God bless them. I didn't tell them to do it, but I'm glad that they're at least trying. I have been contemplating about sealing this off down here and creating just a nice little... a tiny little growing area. I mean, this is not a huge area, and it would fit like right down here somewhere. And I could build an indoor area that could, it's just every square inch of it is just solid veggies. I wonder what would be better. Not sure. Oh. So we actually have a second power geothermal up and running. Are all of the power lines laid? It's connected. That's something. There. We'll double wall it just so that it's extra tough. Be able to take a little bit mo shit from somebody who wants to maybe break down our power supply. How are we doing on wood as we go into winter, by the way? 700 woodish. We are completely full in this stockpile, though. Minor mental break. Dave, what's your deal? Ugly environment and pain. Yeah, lacking that bionic body part is really not helping us out any. We still have silver ore, which is free money as far as I'm concerned. Just dig it right out of the ground. We are going to use that. So here it is, the 7th of fall. We are trying to grow our food again. We have 2,600-ish veggies and just a little bit more, 2,800 meat. And we're pulling in a rice harvest. It's about 120-ish odd food. 120-ish rice. So, wow, that's filthy. I now understand why everybody's now sectioning off the butchery table. That's really, really gross. I'm going to deconstruct that table and I'm going to move it and create like a little walled off area. We can do better than a poor chair. Let's be honest. So, sorry if this was a little bit lackluster of an episode, everybody, but I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and this has been RimWorld, the Hungover series. I look forward to seeing you. Good night.